I will cut taxes to reward hard work and boost business-led growth and investment. It is right that people and businesses retain as much of their own money as possible so that they have the freedom to innovate and invest in the future. As Prime Minister, I will pursue 3 early priorities. Firstly, I will get Britain working again. I have a bold plan to grow the economy through tax cuts and reform. Let's cut the top rates of stamp duty to enable more movement to take place, and also looking at the broader tax reform, simplifying our tax system. I will make sure that people can get doctor's appointments, and the NHS services they need. We will put our health service on a firm footing. By delivering on the economy, on energy and on the NHS, we will put our nation on the path to long-term success. I am confident that together we can ride out the storm. We can rebuild our economy, and we can become the modern brilliant Britain that I know we can be. I will drive reform in my mission to get the United Kingdom working, building and growing. We will transform Britain into an aspiration nation with high-paying jobs, safe streets, and where everyone everywhere has the opportunities they deserve. I will take action this day and action every day to make it happen. We'll get spades in the ground to make sure people are not facing unaffordable energy bills, and we will also make sure that we are building hospitals, schools, roads and broadband. We're trendsetters, first to welcome brilliant inventions into our lives, from the microwave meal to Instagram. Britain is a nation of Uber riding, Deliveroo eating, Airbnb-ing freedom fighters. I know that we have what it takes to tackle those challenges. Of course, it won't be easy, but we can do it. I will deal hands-on with the energy crisis caused by Putin's war. I will take action this week to deal with energy bills and to secure our future energy supply. Taking control of our laws, border and money, run not by a bunch of overpaid bureaucrats in Brussels but by a bunch of overpaid bureaucrats in Britain. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a dream worth fighting for. And after Brexit, we will be free to determine our economic future, with control over our money, laws and borders. We don't know what's around the corner, and we must do everything to ensure we get our country's debts down, building our resilience so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. The biggest opportunities from Brexit will come from more trade with the rest of the world. The free market is fundamentally humane and democratic, driven by ideas and millions of individual choices about what to do with our money, which defy those who benefit from the status quo. Brexit has energized millions of people, young and old, to take part in our democracy, and that's a great thing. I'm proud to say, like many of my colleagues in the Conservative Party, I am fully behind Theresa May's Brexit plans. Every pound that comes into the exchequer was earned by someone through hard work, and could have been used for a new car, a holiday or a treat for the children. It means I have a responsibility to make sure that all public spending is justified. Britain and the US remain the Wild West for ideas, where pioneers push each other towards ever greater heights in the white heat of free enterprise. No one knows their place, no one fears failure, and no one is ashamed of success. In order to retain our position as the dynamic duo of the world, it's vital that in the UK and US we keep opportunities open for new people and new ideas. And we can never allow our economies to get furred up. Opinion polls show that millennials are focused, aspirational and entrepreneurial. The young people I meet want more freedom, to start firms, keep more of what they earn, and move to areas with opportunities without paying a fortune. United with our allies, we will stand up for freedom and democracy around the world. Recognizing that we can't have security at home without having security abroad. I believe one of the main roles of government is to keep our economy free and fair. Britain is the home of economic freedom, with liberty guaranteed by the independence of our state institutions, and an absence of corruption assured by transparency. Maintaining confidence in international trade will be critical to the broader economic recovery in the post-COVID world. We now face severe global headwinds caused by Russia's appalling war in Ukraine and the aftermath of COVID. Now is the time to tackle the issues that are holding Britain back. I also want to thank our outgoing leader, my friend, Boris Johnson. Boris, you got Brexit done. You crushed Jeremy Corbyn. You rolled out the vaccine and you stood up to Vladimir Putin. You are admired from Kyiv to Carlisle. I think there's a danger in politics of being too risk-averse. It's absolutely right that we scrutinize the leaders who after all are going to be in a position of great power. We spent a lot of time talking about politics at home. We went to the camp at Greenham Common. I try to be as clear and straight as I can in what I'm putting forward. I think people are fed up with politicians where there are lots of bland lines to take. I didn't become a Tory just to become part of a managerial group who wanted to run the country. I want to see popular free market conservatism where barriers are broken down, people have got more opportunities but keep more of their own money. I was interested in the ideas, freedom, free speech and having control of my own life. That's why I became a Tory. I had never met anyone of my own age that was a Tory. So going to university and seeing people who were Tories and who believed in what I believed in was an eye-opener. Tyrrell's crisps are one of the top sellers in France. I don't know if you've tasted crisps in other countries, but I really think British crisps are world leaders. I went to China and they told me there is only one type of potato available there. I want Britain to lead the world in food and farming, and to do that we need enough productive agricultural land. I have to admit I don't like pizza. I love it. And I am prepared to do literally anything to get my hands on a slice. I want people to buy British because it's the tastiest food and the most exciting food. The British brand is so popular, particularly in the US, that they put the Union Jack flag on top of beer bottles because it sells. I think every woman in this country will understand what it means to be mansplained to. It happens in everyday life, you know, if you go into a shop, or you're talking about finance. Economics and finance is the final frontier for women. It's the last thing they will conquer because controlling finance is at the heart of everything in government. Women need to be less squeamish about making money. I'm saying the excessive focus on what gender a person is, rather than what they do, does a disservice to women. When men call women ambitious, they mean pushy. When I travel around the country, I see great companies with new ideas and a can-do attitude. But too often they're in hand-to-hand and pen-to-paper combat with officialdom. I'm very concerned that a lot of our land is being taken up with solar farms. I hate rodents. I mean, the House of Commons is completely infested. I will stand on a chair if I see one of the things. I've been anxious but not depressed. I'm an incorrigible optimist.